Hi, I'm Cheryl Good.
And I'm Seva Khalsa.
Collectively, we are loveandsexmastery.com. Today's Facebook Live topic is autonomy in relationship. Is it possible?
I was just thinking as you introduced that collectively we're Love and Sex Mastery. What are we autonomously?
Oh.
Autonomously, I feel my heartbeat. And I have thoughts. You probably don't have the same thoughts.
I can guarantee that I'm not having the same thoughts as you. Yet, there is a myth in relationship that you should be or could be having synchronistic thoughts and feelings, and while that does happen at times, could, that the expectation that that's going to happen is doomed.
Right. If I have a thought, or if I have a desire, or an interest, and I expect Cheryl to have the same exact desires, or the same exact thoughts, or if I expect her to praise my thoughts and my desires, then I'm probably going to be disappointed.
And perhaps shut down.
And perhaps angry.
And shut down.
Shut down. I might withdraw.
So all of those things, they do happen in relationship. And there is underlying every relationship some sort of struggle, ideas around autonomy. And what that is. You came to be in relationship to experience moments of whatever. Joining, right. Kind of
starting with sex.
Right. Very compelling, that part. So intrinsically in every human there is this desire to merge, and there's also the desire to separate.
Right. I kind of like to have discrete difference between merger and separation.
Tell me more about that.
I like to come together for specific things, and then like to just be completely autonomous for everything else.
Is that possible? That's the topic.
There's some overlap.
So when you live together in a household, I would say that there's usually a subtle awareness of where your partner is. And
physically located in space.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And of course, the partner that lives in your head.
you know, yeah, if you share a room, then most of the time you're probably not in that room. But we have separate rooms, so
we should say separate bedrooms.
Separate bedrooms.
In a big house.
In a big house, so yeah, I can track where you are. And sometimes it's annoying to know. Sometimes it's annoying to have thoughts about that there's another person in my space, or in our shared space, or in a space that could affect me in some way. But on the flip side, I also run a certain amount of caring.
Hi, Amy.
And caring feels good. So if I was completely autonomous, I would have no one to care for, no one to care about, and no one to have interest in besides myself. And one thing I've learned during my time in a relationship is that my thoughts and feelings by myself are not all that great. I mean, yeah.
So that sounds like a pretty vulnerable statement.
Well, sometimes it's kind of interesting what happens. Like, when I'm by myself, I don't think much of my own thoughts. I mean, sometimes when I'm writing, I think, well, that's a good thought. Well, that's kind of a breakthrough. But then if I am around another person, around my partner, suddenly I think my thoughts are better than they were. Simply by virtue of them being subject to approval or not, or subject to judgment, let's say. Then I'm sort of like automatically defensive about them.
So I would say that they're subtly at work in most relationships. There's this, perhaps one person who feels a bit suffocated.
Yes.
And one person who is fearing abandonment. And how that plays out is different in every relationship, and it can change. In another relationship, if you were the fear of abandonment person, you could, in the dynamics of another relationship, you could be the one who's feeling aggravated and feeling suffocated.
Right.
I think it's helpful to have some awareness of that, because there are so many things at play. There's your own thoughts, your partner's thoughts, the thoughts that you communicate together. So my thought when I proposed the topic today, autonomy in relationship, is it possible? I would give a resounding yes. And I would say that there's a mechanism that can help that autonomy. So it might be the opposite of what you think it is. If you think autonomy is being separate, being by yourself, establishing some sort of sovereignty, yes, sometimes it is. And I would say that the very thing that can facilitate your autonomy is communicating. It's communicating.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's astounding, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's my thought, is that to maintain some sort of internal sense of autonomy, there needs to be communication. Because without that communication, the autonomy can actually be threatened.
Can you give me an example?
Can it be less... let's see. I could decide today, after this broadcast, without telling you, that I was going to pull our Airbnb listing off of Airbnb. Because I feel like I need some space. I've had too many guests. I don't want to clean the rooms. So my autonomous, like, I need my space. I need to not be just talking about.
Take action.
It's just to take action. I could pull that listing off Airbnb and not tell you.
How would communicating about that help?
Well, two things. It really may not be the best idea. And
so you might suffer for it.
I might suffer, right? Absolutely. I might suffer from my decision.
Autonomous action.
Exactly. Right. And a couple of weeks later, when neither of us is getting that nice notice from Airbnb, a deposit has been made in your bank account.
You might have some regret.
I might have regret.
Whereas if you spoke about it, and that you wanted to do it, it might relieve some of the desire to do it.
Yes.
Or you might come up with another solution.
Right. So that I could have my autonomy.
Have your autonomy
and
your money.
And I could have an infusion of cash. So, to recap, autonomy in relationship, is it possible? I would say absolutely it's possible, but it might be counterintuitive to think that the thing that is going to help me nurture my sense of autonomy is communicating. There we go. Can't avoid it. Can't get around it. Can't get over it or under it. Because it's always going to come back
Right.
and bite you in some way.
Yeah, because in reality, yeah, even your autonomous actions are a communication.
Right?
And so if you want to have autonomous control over your communications, then you will communicate. Otherwise, your actions can be just interpreted however your partner might
Right.
want to interpret them,
Right? Right?
without any input, without an advocate on your side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, we advocate communication as a way to support you in your autonomy. And we invite your comments. We also invite you to check out our website, loveandsexmastery.com. And we have also a YouTube page, YouTube channel, also called Love and Sex Mastery. So send us your questions. Truly, we get sparked by that. I will say that this particular broadcast was sparked by a very real incident in this
Not long ago.
so recent, where autonomy felt threatened and autonomy was questioned. And so we share with you things that are really real. And we also have the deep privilege of working with couples and individuals around this very same thing.
Many things.
Many things. Autonomy, communication. So, have a beautiful day. Leave us your questions, your expressions of your communication, and we will see you next week. Bye.